Kaiser throwing up the middle. He's got DeVille inside.
Every NFL season is a wild ride, a roller coaster of touchdowns, heartbreak, and occasional "what did I just witness" moments. And on that wild ride, there has been no shortage of surprises, including breakout players. Whether it's a standout rookie or a revitalized vet, every team has had at least one player who has shattered expectations. So without further ado, how about we dive into the most surprising player from every NFL team in the 2024 season.
Quick pass, floating for the end zone. The catch is made. David.
Arizona Cardinals, Garrett Williams, CB. Garrett Williams has been a revelation in the Cardinals secondary this season. After coming back from a torn ACL, the 2023 third-round pick has stepped up in a big way. He's breaking up passes, locking down receivers, and playing with the kind of confidence that you'll love to see in a young corner. In a season where Arizona's defense really needed a spark, Williams has been a bright spot and looks like a future cornerstone of the secondary. Atlanta Falcons, Tyler Algier, RB. While B. John Robinson grabs the headlines, Tyler Algier has quietly been the engine of Atlanta's ground game. He's been grinding out tough yards, breaking tackles, and keeping defenses honest. Algier's consistency has been a pleasant surprise in an otherwise uneven season for the Falcons. Baltimore Ravens, Derrick Henry, RB. When the Ravens brought in Derrick Henry, some wondered if the King still had gas left in the tank. Well, to put it simply, Henry has answered his critics with a resounding yes. He's been a perfect fit in Baltimore's smash-mouth offense, bulldozing defenses and racking up yards like he's back in his prime. His physical running style has opened up the passing game for Lamar Jackson and kept defenses guessing in a meaningful way. Buffalo Bills, Terrell Bernard, LB. Terrell Bernard has been a tackling machine for the Bills in 2024. After taking over for Tremaine Edmonds, Bernard has shown excellent instincts, making key plays all over the field and helping to add stability to a defensive unit that desperately needed it. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young, QB. This year has been very tough, but hey, one bright spot for Carolina has been the late season resurgence of former #1 overall pick, quarterback Bryce Young. After looking utterly lost to start the year, a continuation of his 2023 struggles, the former Alabama standout has really found his groove and is flashing the playmaking ability that had the Panthers ready to mortgage the farm to move up and grab him. Chicago Bears, Darrell Taylor, Edge. While the Bears season has not exactly been sunshine and rainbows, Darrell Taylor has been a very pleasant surprise. When the Bears traded for Taylor in August for just a 6th-round pick, the move barely registered on the radar amid all the other ill-fated offseason moves. Well, fast forward a few months and Taylor has turned that deal into an absolute steal. Taylor's relentless motor and pass-rushing prowess have been one of the few assets that Chicago can really count on this year. Cincinnati Bengals, Chase Brown, RB. Chase Brown has quietly emerged as a difference-maker in the Bengals backfield following Joe Mixon's departure for Houston. He wasn't handed the job coming into the year, but there's no doubt that the Browns seized this opportunity and showed off his explosiveness, vision, and pass-catching skills. And at this point, it's his job to lose going forward. The second-year back's ability to break off big runs and contribute in the passing game has added a much-needed degree of balance to Cincinnati's offense, which can get overly reliant on Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and everybody else at times. Cleveland Browns, Jerry Jeudy, WR. When the Browns brought in Jerry Jeudy this offseason, the move raised some eyebrows because very few expected the former first-round pick to shine the way he was in 2024 after his struggles to establish himself in Denver. But despite a horrendous season otherwise in Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy has become a very reliable target, finally living up to his potential that had scouts screaming that he was a can't-miss prospect coming out of Alabama. Whether it's making tough grabs over the middle or stretching defenses deep, Jeudy has given the Browns' passing attack a much-needed boost, especially with Jameis Winston under center. And hey, credit to Jerry Jeudy for sticking to the process. He is living proof that sometimes a change of scenery is all a talented player needs to thrive. Dallas Cowboys, Damone Clark, LB. In a season where Dallas's defense has struggled to find its rhythm under Mike Zimmer, Damone Clark has quietly been having a great year, both in coverage and wrapping up ball carriers in the open field. He's seen his usage dip a little bit in recent weeks and has unfortunately been in and out of the lineup with injuries, but for all of the negative surprises in Dallas this year, the former 5th-round pick and his breakout season has been a much-needed breath of fresh air. Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, QB. Bo Nix was one of the most controversial prospects coming out of the 2024 NFL Draft, but man, he has really developed into a solid NFL quarterback under Sean Payton's tutelage. Both Payton and the Broncos were under fire coming into the year for putting all their eggs in the Bo Nix basket. But to put it simply, the kid has delivered in a big way. His athleticism has proven to be wildly underrated, and he turned the Broncos from a laughingstock into a legitimate contender. Detroit Lions, Tim Patrick, WR. After a tough couple of years in which Tim Patrick endured season-ending injuries, he's been a real difference maker in that high-powered Lions offense this year. Patrick is finally healthy and thriving in a complementary role, especially in the red zone when Jared Goff needs a big, reliable target to look for. Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs, RB. When the Packers signed Josh Jacobs in the offseason, some wondered if he could regain his all-pro form. But there is no doubt that the running back has been the precise kind of difference maker that Green Bay wanted him to be when they rescued him from Sin City. Jacobs has really had a couple of monster games and has been a reliable source of offense that has taken a lot of pressure off of Jordan Love. Houston Texans, Derek Stingley Jr., CB. After a couple of years battling a series of injuries, Derek Stingley Jr. has been solid all season. And in the second half of the year here, he has been on an absolute tear. He's living up to his draft pedigree and giving the Texans a true shutdown corner and a defense that was in need of a reliable playmaker in the secondary. Indianapolis Colts, Will Fries, RG. Will Fries has gone from an unheralded 7th-round pick in 2021 to one of the better offensive guards in the league in 2024. Fries' consistency, power, and technique really solidified the Colts' offensive line in the first half of the year, giving them stability on the right side, which is critical in their run-heavy scheme. Unfortunately, they have since lost him to the IR, and no shocker, but their offense just hasn't looked the same. At least they know they have a real piece that they can build around going forward. Jacksonville Jaguars, Tank Bigsby, RB. Tank Bigsby has been a bright spot in an otherwise brutal year for the Jaguars offense. The former Auburn standout has emerged as a powerful, relentless runner, posting a number of big games and proven to be much better than the incumbent Travis Etienne Jr. Kansas City Chiefs, Tershawn Wharton, DL. Tershawn Wharton has quietly become one of the most surprising contributors for a strong Chiefs defense. Wharton's relentless motor and gritty play have made him an unsung hero and a crucial part of Kansas City's defensive dominance thus far in 2024. Las Vegas Raiders, Brock Bowers, TE. In an otherwise dismal season for the Raiders offense, Brock Bowers has arrived in a big way. The first-round pick had high expectations coming into the year, but no one believed he would be this polished this soon. The rookie tight end hasn't just lived up to the hype, he has shattered it. People expected him to be a difference maker coming out of Georgia, and Bowers has done that and then some. Heck, he's already established himself as one of the top receiving big men in the game, and that is on an otherwise horrendous offense. Just imagine what he could do on a better team. Los Angeles Chargers, Ladd McConkey, WR. The rookie wideout has quietly become Justin Herbert's go-to guy in clutch moments, running crisp routes and making defenders look silly after the catch. McConkey was supposed to be a solid piece, but emerging as one of the most reliable targets this early has caught a lot of people by surprise. Los Angeles Rams, Jared Verse, Edge. Maybe if the Rams recognized that first-round picks could perform the way that Jared Verse has, they wouldn't have given them away all those years. Verse has been a real difference maker on that D-line in year one. Miami Dolphins, Aaron Brewer, center. When the Dolphins brought in center Aaron Brewer this offseason, it really didn't make the headlines. But you know, he has been playing at an extremely high level all season, and has provided a stabilizing presence to an offense that has been in shambles all year long. Minnesota Vikings, Sam Darnold, QB. With Kirk Cousins gone, Darnold was supposed to be a placeholder, but you know, he is quietly looking like more than just a stopgap. And the Vikings now have a great problem on their hands in terms of figuring out what to do with their first-round pick JJ McCarthy, who at this point has just been watching from the couch this season as Darnold continues to shred opposing defenses. New England Patriots, Drake May, QB. Patriots fans were skeptical when the team drafted Drake May near the top of the 2024 draft, which, yeah, that's pretty understandable considering the post-Brady Patriots have been a carousel of disappointment, particularly at quarterback. But you know, Drake May might be the guy to stop the spinning. Sure, the rookie hasn't been perfect, heck, far from it. But there's something different about him. He's got poise, a cannon for an arm, and that fearless mentality Foxborough has been missing under center. New Orleans Saints, Marquez Valdes-Scantling, WR. During his NFL career, MVS has always been a what-if kind of guy. Everyone saw the potential, but at this point, no one expected him to actually put it all together. Valdes-Scantling is now giving the Saints the vertical weapon that they have desperately needed. And while that offense is still hit or miss, his ability to stretch the field has really opened things up for the rest of that squad. New York Giants, Tyrone Tracy, RB. While all of the running back talk in New York has been about Saquon Barkley, who, I need not remind you, is no longer with the Giants. But amid all that chatter, Tyrone Tracy has emerged as a legitimate workhorse back for the G-Man. One who definitely deserves a little more respect on his name. New York Jets, Jamien Sherwood, LB. Jamien Sherwood was not supposed to be the guy leading the Jets linebacker core. And yet, here we are. Injuries forced him into a bigger role, and he has responded by flying around the field, racking up tackles, and playing with the kind of energy that makes defensive coaches drool, even as the rest of that Jets D struggles. Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley, RB. Obviously, there was excitement when the Eagles brought in Saquon. But after his last couple of years in New York, there were a lot of folks in the media questioning the decision to pay a running back, even one of Barkley's caliber. But he has surprised a lot of people with what a game changer he's been for this team. Barkley has completely revitalized this offense and made the Eagles a legit Super Bowl contender once again. Pittsburgh Steelers, Russell Wilson, QB. The word on the street coming into this year was that Russ was, well, cooked, and he was no longer cooking, and that the offense should be handed over to Justin Fields. And those murmurs only got louder with the way that Fields played early on in the year while Wilson recovered from injury. But man, ever since Wilson stepped back on the gridiron, those voices have gotten mighty quiet. He has really stunned everyone, showing just how much he has left in the tank. San Francisco 49ers, Juwan Jennings, WR. While many of the 49ers' struggles this year have been negative, the emergence of Juwan Jennings has been the exact opposite. He has been one of their most consistent options all year and what has otherwise been a very frustrating year for this supposedly high-powered offense, as he currently threatens to break the 1,000-yard receiving threshold for the first time in his career. Seattle Seahawks, Charles Cross, OT. Year 3 has been a revelation for Charles Cross. After 2 unspectacular seasons, the former 9th overall pick has finally arrived. And it's been in a big way, as Cross has emerged as one of the top tackles in football for Seattle. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Zion McCollum, CB. From afterthought to elite, McCollum's rise has been one of the biggest surprises in Tampa Bay this season. The 25-year-old corner has been rock solid for the Bucs defense all season long, and he is not showing any signs of slowing down anytime soon. Tennessee Titans, Darrell Baker Jr., CB. After a shaky 2023 with the Colts, Baker stepped up in a big way for Tennessee, locking down receivers and providing a security blanket in the secondary, wrapping up ball carries with extreme efficiency. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels, QB. Jaden Daniels isn't just good, he is already one of the better quarterbacks in football. The 2nd overall pick has taken the league by storm, using his athleticism and arm talent to really propel the Commanders to one of their best seasons in recent memory. But hey, who do you think is the most surprising player on your favorite NFL team? Who do you think we got right here? Who do you think we got wrong? Was there anyone that we may have missed? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.